Good evening and welcome to Bill's Country Jamboree's 25th anniversary and final show. There's lots of excitement here this evening, many entertainers, some new ones and some ones that came back to join us.
Yes, Rena McGuigan has been with us for quite some time. She's in tonight.
Bill, before I move any farther, I'd like to read you a letter that came in from our Premier, Pat Binns.
Oh, nice.
Dear Bill, along with many other Islanders who were fans of the show over the last 25 years, I want to thank you for providing such a terrific entertainment venue. Together with Island Cablevision, your country Jamboree became part of the life of Prince Edward Island's entertainers and viewers. Everyone had fun and developed a culture for entertainment that was truly unique. Thank you sincerely and all the very best in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Pat Binns.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Thank you very much,
wonderful.
Mr. Premier. Appreciate it. And thank you.
You've received lots of recognition across the island for many years, and you've made a lot of seniors in their homes very happy.
Oh, I'm pleased. I hope so.
Now, we had an opportunity, Bill, to stop by and see you earlier today.
Yes.
And we did a little reminiscing about the 25 years of shows that aired, and we talked a little bit about your singing. And I think we found a clip.
Well,
I think we found a clip.
Once or twice I broke down.
Anyway, we're going to be showing a few clips here, and one is you singing, and then Wayne Ronstadt of On the Road Again.
That's all later on, is it?
That's all later on.
And stay tuned.
And there's a few surprises.
Oh,
so
that's always nice.
So it's going to be a great show. Everyone's excited here to get started. And Bill, I know you're excited. And we have so many entertainers to entertain this evening, and I'm sure the show is going to run 2 hours. So
Wonderful.
I'm going to let you...
2 hour special.
A 2 hour special.
Good.
So I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay, let her rip. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bill's Country Jamboree, our 25th anniversary and our last show of the season, and our final show, I guess what I'm trying to say. And we have a large contingent here tonight, and I guess we get things rolling with Ruth Ross. She's going. Oh, Thibodeau's going to do the opening, is he? Okay, Thibodeau, Monsieur Thibodeau, s'il vous plaît.
Y'a pas de quoi. Oh, it's Sunday night again, oh gee. The same old crowd is here, you see. All sad and heartbroken are we, 'cause this is our last jamboree we're singing. That's it, we'll all give it our best shot tonight. Hands clapping, feet stomping, as Bill Acorn hosts his last show tonight. Tu câbles d'ici un bon mélange, la musique pour tous les âges. Piano, guitare, violon aussi, tant qu'on vous rend du plaisir, on chante, on danse, même si notre cœur est gros de peine, je dis. Mais clapons, des pieds tapants, car celle-ci est notre dernier jamboree. Je vous présente Monsieur Bill Acorn. Merci beaucoup.
Hey, merci beaucoup, Mr. Thibodeau. I kind of got ahead of Mr. Thibodeau there for their introductions. But anyway, Ruth Ross is going to open the show. And what are you going to do, Ruth?
I'm going to do Roundup Time in Heaven. And I have a couple of requests, and I'm sorry this is all the requests we can put on tonight because we're pressed for time.
Let it go.
Happy birthday on March the 19th to Freddie Gosby of New Haven. They'd like Warren McKenzie to sing, and this is from Freddie's greatest admirer, probably his wife. This is a belated happy 59th anniversary to Milton and Lillian Wood of Alexandra. Their special day was February 27 from Nancy and Larry. It's a beautiful gospel called Roundup Time in Heaven. Oh, they tell me of a place, they tell me of a day where the saints will be gathered to pray. They'll come from the east, they'll come from the west, when we gather on the roundup day. When it's roundup time in heaven, all our troubles on earth are o'er. All our friends say that death must sever. We'll meet on the golden shore. It'll be sweet when we meet at Jesus' feet. No heartache, no pain, no sigh. When they comb heaven's plains, will Jesus call your name at the great roundup in the sky? Dear loved ones, have I, and perhaps have you, who have recently gone that way. The time is now sure for them and for all. We'll meet on the roundup day. When it's roundup time in heaven, our troubles on earth are o'er. All our friends say death must sever, and we'll meet on God's beautiful shore. It'll be sweet when we meet at Jesus' feet. No heartache, no pain, no sigh. When God calls Bill's Jamboree, we'll join the members up there, you see, at the great roundup in the sky. At the great roundup there in the sky. Oh, la lay, oh, la 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 lay, I did lo lo.
Okay, thank you very much, Ruth Ross. And now, Brent Williams is up next, and Brent's going to do an old Hank Thompson tune called Squalls Along the Yukon Are Good Enough for Me. And I'd like to say hello to Lori Ann Culleton of Mount Pleasant, and they're requesting that Art Thibodeau do the Little Teapot. I don't know if we're going to have time for that or not, but anyway, we'll say hello to Lori Ann Culleton. Okay, Brent, how we doing?
We're doing just fine, Bill.
I'm still taking phone calls through your tapes,
Are ya?
892-1666. They're going over pretty good.
That's terrific.
Not too
Well,
many
they can-
CDs, but lots of tapes going.
Well, they can get them at Records on Wheels. They're
Good,
down at
good.
the Charlottetown Mall
Okay,
anytime.
okay.
There's a salmon-colored girl who sets my heart a whirl. She lives along the Yukon far away, where the northern lights that shines. She rubs her nose to mine. We cuddle close and I can hear her say, Ooga ooga mushka, which means that I love you. If you will be my baby, I'll ooga ooga mushka you. While I take her hand in mine, then I set her on my knee. The squaws along the Yukon are good enough for me. Oh yeah. She makes her underwear from the hides of grizzly bear and bathes in ice cold water every day. Her skin I love to touch, but I just can't touch it much because her fur-lined parker's in the way. Ooga ooga mushka, which means that I love you. If you would be my baby, I'll ooga ooga mushka you. Well, I take her hand in mine, then I set her on my knee. The squaws along the Yukon are good enough for me. Oh, yeah, now. She has the air cords down, the sourdoughs hang around. The checker crews try to date her night and day. With the landing gear that's fine, and a fuselage divine, and a smile that you can see a mile away. Ooga ooga mushka, which means that I love you. If you will be my baby, I'll ooga ooga mushka you. Well, I take her hand in mine, then I set her on my knee. The squaws along the Yukon are good enough for me. Carry me back to old Alaska. The squaws along the Yukon are good enough for me. Oh yeah! Woo. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We had a chance to stop in and see Bill and Arlene this afternoon, just a little bit before the show. And Bill, are you nervous?
Not really, no. I never get nervous before the show.
You never get nervous? Oh, I always do.
You know? Well, they say that's a sign of a professional when you get nervous.
Oh, really? Well, you've been with us for 25 years. And,
25 wonderful years, yes.
And you're going to retire.
Yes, yeah. Every year I'd call Wendell up and say, Wendell, are we going to be on another year? And Wendell say yes. So I figured the 25th anniversary, like Seinfeld, quit 1 year ahead. So we decided to
Well, that's a good
hang
idea.
up the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
All good things must come to an end.
Now, when you started first,
Back in, March 1st, 1977.
and what was the format of the show back then, Bill?
Well, actually, Bill's Jamboree is based on Stacy's Country Jamboree that came on cable in the early days from Bangor, Maine. Dick had a service station. He used to come on advertising. And I thought to myself, now, if Stacy can do it, why can't Bill do it? So I actually used to go over in my golf uniform. I wasn't allowed to advertise, but very subtly I would have my uniform and then my cap at the golf and would advertise. And the show was actually called Bill's Golf Jamboree. So we got that little plug in there, some free advertisement.
So when did the change come over? When did it turn over where you dressed in the Western style?
Oh, I think Wendell said, this is supposed to be a country show. Why don't you get a hat or something? Something along those lines.
So that was a few years, like.
Yeah, that'd be.
15
I
years?
don't know how many years I was in the uniform. A year or two, maybe. Something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
It was
Yeah.
very shortly on.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do after you retire?
Well, travel is a big part of my life. I've done a lot of traveling and hope to do more. I try to get away twice a year, and now I retire. I hope to get away 2 or 3 times a year, or 3 to 4 times a year.
Name some of the places now that you've traveled to years past.
Well, we first started traveling. I was married in '67. We toured half of North America that year, 3 weeks, and then the next year we took a month off. Took a month of June off and toured North America by car. And went out to
By car.
By car, yeah. We went out to stayed in Jasper in the mountains, a cabin in the mountains, and went as far as Victoria, and then come home down. We took the ferry from Victoria down to Port Angeles in Washington State, and then we took the US 2 all the way back from Atlantic to Pacific. And that just got me a taste for traveling.
It did.
You know, in those days, it's amazing. A real nice motel for $10 a night.
You wouldn't find that now.
I can remember one funny thing. We're late getting in, and we only traveled during the daylight so we could see the country. And this young teenager was looking after this motel, and I said, "How much for a double?" And he said, $10. And I was so surprised it was such a nice spot. I said, $10? And he says, "Oh, $8." And Bob Lord was Bob Lord's with Atlantic Lotto now. He had the A&W out where Subway is now, and he gave me some coupons, and I had my wife and I had A&W burgers every day of the 3 days we're traveling.
Oh, is that right?
I would give them a coupon, say in White Rock, BC, and they say, "Oh, well, here's one of ours." so I had a lot of A&W burgers.
So name some more places that you've been to. I know that you told me earlier.
Well, we visited
every state?
The Rock. Yes, all 50 states.
All 50 states.
Yeah, we visited Alcatraz not too long ago. And I've been in all the major cities. Been 5 times to Florida, 19 times to the Caribbean, down to Caracas, Venezuela. Spent 3 days down there. And like I say, Europe, it was the far as Crete in the Mediterranean.
So what are the plans for this year?
Well, it all depends. If I get a deal, could be another cruise, but...
Do you like the cruises?
Yes, I had just finished my 5th last November. I think I might go... Well, it all depends on the price. If the price is right, I'll be cruising again. As long as I'm traveling, I'm happy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I think, Bill, we're going to go back to the studio where there's going to be lots of live entertainment, and Bill, you're going to be back there a little later. Back to the studio with Bill.
Okay, we're going to have a song by my cousin Rena McGuigan, who hasn't been with us for a long time, and she's going to sing Diamonds in the Rough with her Hawaiian guitar.
While walking out one evening, not knowing where to go, just to pass the time away before we held our show, I heard the Christian mission band singing with all their might. I gave my heart to Jesus, and I left the show that night. The day will soon be over, and digging will be done. So no more getting together, so let us all press on. When Jesus comes to claim us and says it is enough, the diamonds will be shining, no longer in the rough. While reading through the Bible, some wonders I did see. We read of Peter, James, and John on the Sea of Galilee, and Jesus, when he found them, he found there was enough, and these were precious diamonds he gathered in the row. The day will soon be over, and digging will be done, and no more gems to gather. So let us all press on when Jesus comes to claim us and says it is enough. The diamonds will be shining, no longer in the rough. The diamonds will be shining, no longer in the rough.
Thank you, Rena.
Okay, now we have Janelle Banks, age 6, Brandon Banks, age 7, and Brittany Banks, age 12. And they're taking dance lessons from Shirley Burke of the Catholic Studios in Charlottetown. And they're going to dance to a traditional reel. Thank you, the Banks family. Now we got Arthur Thibodeau, Monsieur Thibodeau is coming up, and he's going to do an Acadian tune, I do believe. What is it, Monsieur Thibodeau?
Actually, hi Bill, and it's actually called Mikaram, and in English means mid-Lent. And the song is all about a tradition brought here to this part of the world by the Acadians hundreds of years ago.
Okay, let her.
And it's the whole story is similar to Halloween, which would be a break from Lent, from fasting. C'est la mi-carême, amusons-nous gaiement, maman. Il faut fêter ça dans le parc une fois par an, maman. Vive la mi-carême, ma mère chantant, rions, dansant, maman. On va sur l'église chercher du butin, maman. C'est plus distingué, s'habiller légalement, maman. Vive la mi-carême, ma mère chantant, riant, dansant, maman. Nos petits, il faut le marier, et d'autres font du couvent, maman. D'autres faux policiers ou chevaliers de calot, maman. Vive la mi-carême, ma mère chante en criant dans son maman. Il y en a qui sont muets et d'autres sont très brillants, maman. Il y en a qui parlent anglais et d'autres en acadien, maman. Vive la mi-carême, ma mère chante en riant dans son maman. Au son des cloches à vache et d'autres bantons brillants, maman. Il y en a qui sentent le mux et d'autres sont la boisson, maman. Vive la mi-carême, ma mère chante en riant dans son maman. Il y en a qui dansent les quatre et d'autres les rigondants, maman. Et puis il y en a aussi qui s'en viennent en rang, maman. Vive la mi-carême, ma mère chante en riant dans son maman. Faut pas abandonner de fêter l'occasion, maman. Car c'est comme ça se passe, du moins à Saint-Édouard, maman. Vive la mi-carême, ma mère chante en riant dans son maman. Vive la mi-carême, ma mère chante en riant dans son maman. Yeah. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, merci beaucoup, Mr. Thibodeau. Coming up next is our birthday boy, Evan Oliver. Evan is 19 years old today, and yes, girls, he is single. Okay, Evan, and he's backed up by Eric Burke.
Hello, Stephanie, Mark, Mel, and Paula watching at home. Hold it up a little, buddy. Ready? Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. But for a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd hate to miss the day. Holding you, I held everything. For a moment wasn't I the king? But if I'd only known how the king would fall, hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd hate to miss the day. It's my life, it's better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd hate to miss the day.
Okay, thank you, Evan Oliver. Now, from the wilds of BC, back at Cardigan, we have Hank Slush. Where you at there, Hank?
Here,
oh,
buddy,
yeah,
baby.
here.
How are you, why?
Good. How are things in BC?
Good.
Good, good.
So it's
Last show, we got to make it quick.
25
It's
years.
been a pleasure dealing with you, boy.
Okay. No. Got to send this out to True Love Taylor and the wife. They're married 65 years. Little Brown Bill. Don't let them tear that little brown building down. Don't let them tear that precious building down. Don't let them tear that little round building down, 'cause there's not another like her in Cardigan or Charlottetown. It wasn't very long ago that I went tripping through the snow out to that shack behind the old hound dog, where I set me down to rest like a snowbird on his nest and read the Sears and Roebuck catalog. I would hum the happy tune, peek into that quarter moon, just like my daddy's kinfolk done before. It was just a quiet spot where daily cares could be forgot, and it gave the same relief to rich and poor. Don't let 'em tear that little round building down. Don't let 'em tear that precious building down. Don't let 'em tear that little round building down, 'cause there's not another like her in Cardigan or Charlottetown. It was not a castle there that I could build my future in and build my castle to the Yellow Jacket's throne. I could orbit around the sun, fight with General Washington, or be a king upon the golden throne. Don't let 'em tear that little round building down. Don't let 'em tear that precious building down. Don't let 'em tear that little round building down, 'cause there's not another like her in Cardigan or Georgetown. Wasn't fancy built at all, it had newspapers on the wall. It was air conditioned in the winter time. It was just a humble hut, and his doors were never shut, and a man could go inside without a dime. Bill had one of them. Don't let 'em tear that little round building down. Don't let 'em tear that precious building down. Don't let 'em tear that little round building down, 'cause there's not another like her in Cardigan or Charlottetown. Thank you.